This is a retelling of Voyage on the Great Titanic by Ellen Emerson White. Margaret's cabin is a small but fancy cabin on the first-class section of the ship. The sound of the Titanic's engine suddenly stopped. There is a knock at the door. Margaret opens the door to find Robert standing there nervously.
You need to put on something warm and report to the boat deck with your life belt. A routine drill, no need to fret.
Trembling, Margaret heads to Miss Carstairs' stateroom. Miss Carstairs' stateroom is a large, fancy room with a big four-poster bed. Margaret tries to convince Miss Carstairs to come out to the deck with her.
Why on earth are you so bundled up? I hope they lock the staterooms. I have far too many valuables to risk.
Miss Carstairs puts her dog Florence into a sweater and heads to the deck with Margaret. Lifeboat 8 is a long wooden rowboat big enough to carry 55 people. Mounted to the side of the Titanic's boat deck, frightened women and children, some still in their nightgowns, sit on board.
I don't know. Miss Carstairs, get in the...
Miss Carstairs nods shortly and climbs onto the boat. Margaret hands Florence to her, then runs away from the lifeboat to find Robert. The sea deck passageway is a narrow, carpeted hallway lined with doors. It's quiet and empty. Margaret runs around a corner and sees Robert sitting on the floor, staring bleakly at nothing.
Robert, go on with you now, and don't worry about me. There isn't a moment to lose.
He hands her a letter to his family, knowing he'll never see them again. He hugs her one final time. The boat deck is now tilted and crowded with strangely calm passengers, almost all men. Margaret stumbles around, trying to find a lifeboat. She can't find one. Mr. Prescott sees her.
Come quickly to the promenade with me. We may just have time.
All of the men on the deck move aside to let her through, without any thought about their own lives. At the last lifeboat, confused and scared women and children are in it, but strangely, the boat is not full. Mr. Prescott helps Margaret onto the boat, staying on the deck.
You are a perfect gentleman, sir, and a credit to us all.
As Mr. Prescott smiles, two sailors cut the ropes, and the boat splashes into the cold and icy ocean. The Atlantic Ocean, behind the small lifeboat, the Titanic, is more than half submerged. Margaret and everyone else on the lifeboat watch in horror as the Titanic sinks. While the people on the lifeboat are too stunned to speak, they can hear the screams of the dying all around them.
The end.